I'm so musical. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's a late stream this evening because I decided I desperately needed to get my roulettes done on my main, and I've been kind of busy today with a variety of things, so I'm actually just making myself a pot pasta. Well, I say making myself, I've got it here, it's got water in it, and it's just getting to that stage where it kind of counts as quote unquote cooked. I'll actually eat that in a moment, but first of all I wanted to explain what on earth seems to be happening, because this is clearly not a level 35 paladin. In fact, after I logged off last night, or was it the day before? No, it was last night. I decided, as I said right at the end of the video, that I was going to go and level Conjurer. And I did, as you can see from the video there. It took me probably just a couple of hours to get to Conjurer 25, including some of, but not all of, the quests. And then I thought, you know what? For the purposes of making sure that I don't continue to out-level content, I figured I'd also level up Marauder, which is my least favourite of the three tanks. But I thought, yeah, I can do that, and it will make dungeons, as and when we get to them, a little bit faster. And then I was pottering around Gridania, as you do, and I happened to go down to the inn. So we shall do that now. And as I was around the inn, I noticed that there were a couple of unlock quests, including one from this guy here. And before I realised it, I'd already picked up the damn thing, and realised that it might be an idea, if any of you are using this as some kind of, guide, it might be an idea if I actually told you about this before I unlocked it. So, Najiro Marajiro gives you the quest, The House That Death Built. Najiro tells you of a portal in the South Shroud that has set Gridania's rumour mill to spinning. Well, it sounds like nothing more than a fanciful fabrication. He explains his tale comes straight from the wood whalers who dared to enter. As he heard it, the portal leads to a labyrinth that changes its design every time scouts enter its long-abandoned halls. Though the potential for spoils intrigues him, he finds the risk is not worth the reward. If you should be bold enough to enter, however, he bids you speak with the wood whalers at the mouth of Ismhar to learn more. This is the Palace of the Dead unlock quest. That's the sightseeing unlock quest. We'll talk about that afterwards. Palace of the Dead is absolutely brilliant for basically any kind of leveling content. So we need to go to Quarry Mill? How'd you know? It's actually probably quicker to go from Camp Tranquil. So yeah, Palace of the Dead is a really good opportunity to level up lower level jobs, especially DPS jobs, because unlike dungeons, there is no party restriction, so you don't have to have one tank, one healer, 2 DPS. And that means that if you are a DPS, you can queue in a lot faster than it takes to get you into any kind of normal dungeon. Which is a bit of a shame, because dungeons are still better XP for DPS, but if you look at it over time, Palace of the Dead is far, far superior. It is a little bit repetitive, but I'm actually going to show you, just on the quest to get this guy up to 25. There's the Monogoga Fly, level 50 hunt. Show you what it's about. So we need to come over here to the Woodwale Expeditionary. who says, "I'm sorry, but I must insist that you... Oh! An adventurer, and a rather seasoned-looking one besides. On the off chance you're not simply here to gawp, perhaps you can lend us a hand. You see, despite the fervent protestations of those Duskrites over there, we can't permit civilians within the ruins at all." That's those guys over there, Iriel and Rolande. Capable men and women like you, on the other hand, are more than welcome. That is, if you've got the stones for it. Pray seek out the other station at Quarry Mill. They can appraise you of the details. So you can't just teleport straight to Quarry Mill, because you'll have to run over here and then run back. But that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Still getting some odd... Ooh, wow. Wonder if that's to do with the street. Don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. So we're running over to here. Not a particularly long trip over to Quarry Mill. Could have teleported if you're rich, but I'm not rich. And I've pointed this guy out before, the Wood Whaler Expeditionary Captain. Well met, adventurer. I take it you've come to learn more of the recent happenings at Ismhar. The site is of interest owing to the Gelmoran ruins, Gelmora being an underground city which predates Gridania, in case you were unaware, although of course we are, because it tells us this in the Tamtara Deepcroft quest. Anyway, a few days past we received reports from several anthropogeographers. Yes, those. What the hell are they? Geographers to do with location, anthropos to do with how things grow. Who knows, I'll look it up. That a magical gateway of some sort had appeared in the ruins, and that all manner of creatures were coming and going through it. My men and I were among the first to examine it, and, well, it's hard to explain. We crossed the threshold into a set of corridors we'd never seen before, and then suddenly each and every one of us was filled with an inexplicable sense of dread. It was all I could do to take even a single step. According to Unakoto, that's him over there, I think it's a he, who accompanied us, the ruins are warded with powerful magics that sap the spirits and ether of all who enter, rendering them easy prey for the creatures within. Thankfully, he managed to devise a solution, ether pool arms and armour which safeguard and channel the wielder's energies that they might withstand the ruins' magics. Unfortunately, it does little to prevent us from losing our way. Though it beggars belief, every time we dared to venture into the ruins we found the path to be changed. We suspect this too may be the work of an unfathomably powerful mage. Needless to say, something strange is afoot, and traditional tactics are not like to suffice. Even experienced adventurers will need to proceed with caution. In any event, if you believe you have what it takes to brave the ruins and discover what secrets lie in its deepest depths, you need but say the word. So that opens up Palace of the Dead. You can enter solo or in a party of up to 4 players. You can only enter by talking to this guy. You will start at level 1, regardless of your current class or job level, and you can only use etherable arms and armour inside. Each floor is randomly generated, including placement of traps, coffers, etc, etc. And there we go. So when we go in, all of this stuff, except actually that and that, which have do have a purpose, are completely useless. Your arms, your armour, it makes 0 difference. So you can level up in Palace of the Dead, and a chunk of the experience that you earn while you are in there is transferred to you when you leave. So I'll show you how that works in a moment, but first I'm going to eat my pasta before it gets cold, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay. That was delicious. Yeah, the one problem with pasta pots is that you need both hands to eat them, so I can't even navigate stuff. That guy's a level 70 red mage. He looks cool. Imperator Fluffiosa. Okay, so Palace of the Dead. It's not main story quest at all. So it's completely unrelated to the 2.0 main story quest. In fact, it was released in 3. Something or other, so it wasn't released anywhere near a Realm Reborn. But you can use it during the Realm Reborn content to level up alt, to try other things, because it is a beautiful system. Once you have unlocked a job, be it Conjurer, Marauder, Archer, Rogue, whatever, you can come here and enter. You get a choice of 2 slots, and you want to enter with a matched party, which will basically put you in the duty finder, and it's in blocks of 10 floors, the 10th floor having a boss to deal with. Get a little cutscene because it's the first time we've been in there. So down into the dungeon, we find a portal, and when we go through it, we are somewhere else. And weirdly, we've got 2 tanks, a healer, and a samurai. Now, you'll have seen that message, your ether pool, armour, blah blah blah. You'll notice that we are level 1, level 2, and we've got armour and arm. That's it. There's no other equipment in here, and you level up very quickly, but as I said, only a portion of the level that you've got in here actually applies outside. That being said, this is directly related to how powerful you are. Looks like these guys want to rush it. Okay. The fastest way of doing that is to wait to kill enemies on each floor until it says the... Where's the message? The cairn of passage is activated, then go to the cairn of passage and teleport to the next floor. If you're new though, you do need to be on the lookout for silver chests, because those silver chests are what enable you to get those. You'll get a variety of items. As you go through, one-use items. They're pretty useful. Get a little map in the corner. But yeah, it's very, very straightforward content, and it is pretty repetitive content, to be fair. But as you'll be able to see once we get these 10 floors done, it is a pretty decent chunk of XP. I don't know how the road to 60 XP... There's one of the silver coffers. There we go. So our weapon is now up to +2. I don't believe you can go to the... There's another one, which people have missed. +3. Yeah, there's a restriction on whether you can go to the next 10 levels or not, you need to have a certain minimum requirement of arm and armour. But yeah, you'll notice that the levelling is extremely speedy. But these are not real levels, obviously. Another coffer. Oh, and another one. Jeez. Either they've upped the rate at which these appear, or we just got really lucky. But yeah, these Pomanders do a variety of different things, and you can also find chunks of the Accursed Hoard, which gives you treasures. There are also traps to avoid. You'll get a sense of it going through. I mean, also the music is completely randomised. And by the sound of it, it is completely randomised from the entire soundtrack, because we haven't been to the area where this music's played. This is music from the Lost City of Amdapur. This is one of the more annoying traps. Silences and pacifiers. You can still auto-attack, but you just can't use any weapon skills. You can still use abilities, but not weapon skills. It is worth noting as you go through that you are capped at 60 eventually, but you will learn abilities that you don't actually have on the class. So I will learn as we go through. I will learn all of these on the way up to 60. Yeah. That was a luring trap. Some extra enemies. They really want him, apparently. Yes, the DPS will be doing... Can we actually look at them? The DPS will be doing a lot of damage because they will undoubtedly have higher level weapons, arms and armour than I do. We do get little cutscenes as we go through. Ah, another visitor. You'll find out who that is a lot later. Yeah, you can only hold 3 at a time of anything. Do, 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 do. Ooh. It's worth noting that some of the chests can be trapped and explode. Shows you up in the top right hand corner if the various things are active. On the off chance that you get a party full of DPS or DPS and tanks with nobody that can raise, this here, the Cairn of Return, Once that's activated, you can use that to res anyone that's died. It's a tad frustrating, but accidents happen. As does reckless play. Because generally speaking, Palace of the Dead is easy content. We're already up to floor 6, as you can see. Use that to ascertain the call of the Cursed Horde. Oh, it's annoying when that happens. Generally speaking, 1 to 10 of Palace of the Dead shouldn't really take any longer than about 15 minutes. Ow. That was a landmine trap. They're a pain in the arse. So we haven't triggered off enemies. There we go. Let's trigger that. And it glows on the map as well. There will always be enough enemies to activate it, and if there aren't, more will spawn. You can't be trapped. This is a pretty good way of getting a feel for what a job will play like later on. For example, on my main account I've got quite a few jobs that are in the low 50s. That over there is the Cursed Horde, so we're going to go grab that. Yeah, so jobs in the low 50s, but obviously if the cap is 60, it means that I can try out what they are like at the slightly higher level. So if we're going to stand on this glowy thing, we will obtain a piece of the Cursed Horde. We will also, very annoyingly, find a luring trap at the same place. Fortunately, we're a tank. Now you'll notice that our warrior got killed there. But now he's back with a vengeance. Floor 8. 2 more. Well, 1 more normal floor and then one with the boss on. And you'll notice we're technically level 18 in here, but we're level 22 really. You'll notice that the icon will start to glow. Obviously, a lot of people rush this for the easy XP, but you also do need to keep on collecting those coffers for your arms and armour. Well, this is the first boss. It is the Simurg. I'm going to attack this guy. He's got a giant conal AoE. He's got a circular AoE, and that's really about it. So you get the generic trappings, and then once we leave, we'll get a little cutscene. With a girl in a black dress. And we'll get 86,800 XP plus 300%. So that's taken us a good chunk of the way into 23. It will then give us the option of exiting and going back to Quarry Mill, or carrying on. Now, yes, we can. I know that if you don't have a high enough armor, it won't actually let you go to the next level. So we get plus 300% XP. So that's a combination of the armory bonus and the road to 60. Yeah, because the armory bonus is 50%, so that will give us 150% XP. And then the road to 60 doubles it. There's sometimes a wait time. Not always, but sometimes. You don't have to stay in here, you can go out and do other things. In fact, you'll notice we've got a bronze trim sack. We also get 1,000 gil for doing that, which is quite nice. If you've got a sack, take it to the Expedition Bishop. You've ventured into the ruins, yes. Have you happened upon any peculiar bags shut tight by the magics of the palace? If you'd know the value of these treasures, bring them to me and I shall break the seal that binds them closed, so we can appraise a piece of the cursed hoard. Sometimes these are useful, sometimes these are shit. Let's find out what this one is. It's an intelligence material 4. That's not bad. That'll sell for a few hundred gil. The purpose for this evening's stream is not really to continue with the main story quest, but to get two characters that are in a position to continue with the main story quest. And then when one levels up, we switch to the lower one, and stuff happens. Right, so this is the second set of floors. Cool, some more armour. We've got 3 tanks. In fact, one of each tank and a summoner, so we've got no healer. So that was a coffer that blew up. It's infuriating when they do that, especially if you do desperately kind of need. The arm and armour do actually cap, or they sink at certain break points. But we're in no danger of getting to those. Maximum HP decreased on this level. That's a tad annoying. Yeah, that guy's playing Dark Knight with a Santa outfit on. Because of course, whatever you're actually wearing makes bugger all difference in this place, because it's all based on your ether pool armour. He's also got his stuff up to over level 60. His ether pool stuff over to level 60, so he's got one of the fancier, higher level versions of the ether pool armour. Arms. Yes, that. They're called the Kinna weapons. K-O-N-N-A. Cool. It's usually wise if you stick together as a group. This is a fairly nasty room. Fortunately, at this level, you can be a little bit reckless, because chances are, in a big room like this, you're going to level up. There we go, 5 and 5. To make sure that you are stood within the ring, not in the ring graphic, but actually inside the ring, otherwise it won't teleport you to the next floor, which is a tad infuriating actually, because sometimes people don't pay attention. I do like the crystals in this place. The actual locations aren't massively varied, but you'll notice some of the you'll notice quite a lot of the architecture. These things here are fairly nasty. You don't really want to be fighting them when you're silenced or whatever. But you will notice that we are now level 24. Oh dear. And that's what happens if you let the slimes explode. So you get no XP, especially if you die on the final floor of a particular whatever. You get no XP, and it basically just sends you back out to the start. It's not something that you'll see happen very often, it has to be said. People are normally more sensible than that Dark Knight was, but there we go. It also cancels any progress you have made with your arms and armour. But this is what happens if you want to go in from the outside. So you right click on him, enter the Palace of the Dead. You can select whichever the save slot. It gives you a cool little retro 16-bit style pixel graphic. And you'll just queue up. Black Killer. Emo. Yeah, you can come in here regardless of what job you want, what job you're on. Level up some stuff. It is a little bit infuriating when something like that happens, but there's no point using food while you're in there. While I think about it, I'm going to sell some of this tat. Oops. Right, let's try this again. Hopefully, without a gung ho Dark Knight. Oh God, it's the same guy. Let's hope this time it doesn't get us all killed. So yeah, we'll notice we're back down to level 20, because that's where we got to. As long as it's not going to massively slow down your party or impede them, it is worth checking out the other rooms. Because if you are in need of upgrades, you can't get them if the party skips half of them. because they're in a rush for whatever reason. If the thing fails like that, then you'll know that somebody's aggroed something on the way. It's very pretty graphic. Just look weirdly like Easter eggs. This is why people should stay together, because otherwise... +6. Those glowing things on the floor are traps, and you should be able to avoid them if you're paying any kind of attention, especially if they've been picked out like that by the use of an item. Sometimes people just don't pay any attention. Floor 13. Some high potions. Ha! Our Dark Knight's just died. So yes, you really have to watch out for these slimes. On their own, absolutely fine. But leave them too long and they will just wipe your party, which you assume you all in the same room. You don't want that. Abilities unavailable. Oh, it takes so long to kill things when you've got this little this little art ether pool arm. Right, we've learnt Thrill of Battle, which we don't have normally. Increases maximum HP by 20% and restores the amount increased. So it's a self-heal for us. I'm going to put that down there. It's a pretty good cooldown, to be fair. 2 minutes though. That's 20-second buff, which is a reasonably significant chunk. Plus it gives warriors really big hit point numbers. Ouch. That's one of the reasons why it's nice having a healer. Yeah, this is very good for trying out abilities that we're not going to get for a considerable chunk of time. For example, we'll get to try out our aggro combo in a second. I forgot what floor we're on. 16. Ah, this is a nice straightforward floor. Ooh. This guy's going to get us killed again if he's not fucking careful. There's the cursed horde. Oh, for God's sake. If he triggers a trap that means we can't stun or something, he's basically asking for trouble. Sometimes worth checking in other rooms. Because there may be other coffers. You know, it might show a gold one on the map, but there might also be a silver one there. Sweet. The silver chest. There we go, 30. We get Butcher's Block, which is the third part of our aggro combo. And makes Warrior slightly more interesting to play. Though it is still my least favourite tank job. That being said, I haven't tried it obviously at the new level cap. It is 60 on my main. But no, I didn't particularly like it up to 60. It was very much Dark Knight, Paladin, Warrior. More ball. Yeah, you can see why this would be useful in trying out classes, because you level up fairly quickly. And it allows you to try the classes out. A Morbol has spawned on top of us. That's just bad form. Oh, everybody's decided to run off. Wonderful. It's alright, I can solo this guy. Two. One more floor to go, and then the boss floor. The 11 to 20 floors will take slightly longer normally. Alright, boss time. Spurge. Since we've already got a tank, I'm going to transform into a succubus. Hello. Oh shit, don't stand in that. And I can stack vulnerability and do some lovely AoE damage. Huzzah! Another little cutscene of this mysterious woman watching us. She's got somebody's head on her shoulder. And that's another level. 125k for that, and we're almost... Jeez. So much XP. And 1500 gil. So yeah, that's a massive boon. I think we got, yeah, we did get another sack. Oh, an intelligence material file 4 even. Oh, in fact, that's 2 of them, isn't it? So yes, that is the Palace of the Dead. Now you'll notice that we don't have these anymore because we're not level 26 yet. But we do have anticipation. Increases parry rate by 30%. It's a bit rubbish, to be honest. But, you know, whatever. Let's go do this fate. See if we can get ourselves to 25. Obviously we don't have Butcher's Block now either. Ooh. Aggroed a few friends. Oh dear. It'll be fine. As long as I remember not to use overpower near the level 35 mobs. Oh dear. our asses kicked. Let's use a potion. No, the Kraken has been released. There we go. Released from this mortal coil. Ooh! I forgot we got that. Where did we get that? That was Toto Vac, wasn't it? Cool. Stick those on. Brill. Okay, so we're now level 25, which means that we can actually go and do onto Little Alamigo at the appropriate level. What time are we at? 25 past 1. Right, be right back. Okay. So we are actually on level for these quests, which is nice. Though how long that will last, who knows. This is Hihira, which is that Lalafell from Highbridge's daughter. Why yes, Hihira was my father. He said, what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't bother you with family matters, but I am grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others may have seen something. I'd recommend you first speak with Gundobald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. This is Gundobald. He is a big, fierce warrior with a big, fierce moustache. Who are you? State your business. Be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? We struggle enough without having to answer the whim of every outsider. You're not welcome here. Be gone. He's a nice chap, as you can tell. Very caring, very, yeah. There are some other random quests that we can do in here, but over here we have Giselbert, the Flame Commander, who does have a quest for us. He would like to aid in our manhunt. Well met, adventurer. I'm Giselbert, head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard tell that you had business with Gundobald. Then the bristly old bear, I don't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to the hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men, and I can get so much as a word of thanks out of them, despite watching the place day and night. But, thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man where I can, and you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Can't say that sounds familiar, but I've men on lookout for Amager to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they're like to have seen it. I had a mind to take them each a cup of sweet Thannel and tea so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. So we are going on a quite literal tea run. I'm fine with that. Tea for 3. So if you remember, we went down there for the Paladin job quest, but we didn't go down here. Osric? Who the hells are you? Trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. Well, ain't you considerate? My thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain? Hiding among the refugees like as not? My compatriots that live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. It is near impossible to tell what's on their minds. For all I know, they're all up to no good. So he's saying that the local flame privates are all knackered. Angry River. You there? Are you in Amalja? No? Then carry on. Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I've had a drop of sweet Thannelin. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care. Unless he's got dark, scaly skin, stands 10 feet tall and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a mummer's fart. What a helpful chap. Yayazuka. That name sounds familiar. Yayazuka. Not entirely sure why. I have a feeling he is vaguely important later on. Shoo, shoo, don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. Me? You shouldn't have. Sorry, a suspicious man. As a matter of fact, I caught glimpses of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was a he was talking to some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Ooh. Suspicious. If we go further down here, you'll notice that all of the enemies are level 45, which is a little bit out of our range. So we want to be heading all the way back up to Giselbert. Ah, you're back. So, did my lookouts have anything to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigations, it seems to me I'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. Ooh, this quest offers us rewards. Gisselberg would offer you some advice. So, you're determined to press on with your investigation, and I got some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without the Alamegans' trust, and the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Uldar, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundabal belongs to the Alamegan Resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. And typically, we've got to go all the way back to talk to Minfilia, because we do actually know some people that are part of the Alamegan Resistance, although I don't know whether we find this out yet. But yeah, we do eventually find out, and if you've watched my Stormblood main story quest videos, obviously you'll know this already, but Ida and Papalamo have both been aiding the Alamegan Resistance for a long time. Whether they have at this point in the chronology, I'm not sure. Again, if you haven't watched the 4.0 stuff, I don't want to spoil things. Tataboo. Oh, you can land on there. Didn't know that. Okay, into the Waking Sands. It's weird seeing so many people here. Oh, hi, Minfilia. Welcome back, Demajen. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it's of little wonder the Alamegan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They've had their homeland taken from them, and for the last 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states has the means to take in all those who are displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would that more could be done to ease their hardships, I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I'll be pleased to introduce you to him. To him. This is a level 26 quest. We shouldn't be able to pick this up, so why can we? Your Alamegan comrade is named Haribert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavour, I've no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Haribert is currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. I don't remember Haribert. But as I said, it's been a good few years since I did this. Haribert. Well, he's got fantastic hair and shades. How cool is he? Also, there's quite a few signs in here. Biggs and Wedge. Loads of people. If it isn't Demajen Thornley, the Scion's rising star. Is that what I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo. That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I'd like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamega Resistance, you see, but I left in favour of joining the Scions. Although my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albrida, and she's a resident of Quarry Mill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Ah, okay, so this will take us to Quarry Mill, but we won't be able to finish the quest. Yeah, so we need to be level 26 to finish the quest, and this is where things start getting a little bit all over the place. Yeah. Right, so what we need to do. Go do this fate, see what that gets us. $17k for that one. This guy's had his stuff got stolen. Filthy goblins! I merely stopped to relieve myself behind one of those trees, only found my wares missing when I returned. I'm but a humble merchant and trained in the ways of battle. Might I ask of you your assistance in reclaiming my livelihood? I'll make it worth your while. Yeah, so we're not technically high enough to be where's my chocobo gone? As I said previously, as long as you're careful, you can kill much higher level mobs. As long as you've got your chocobo. The stolen crates. Then we need to come back to this merchant to hand them in. Got 4 so far, so that does a chunk of it. Obviously a lot of the goblins around here aren't actually part of the fate, which is a tad annoying. Never noticed before, but they do sound like they're barking. Getting a lot of XP for these mobs, mind you. Plus 600% because of the rest of the XP bonus. So we're going to level. Regardless. Which is nice. And we get through the battle. Oops. Trying to attack the Kraken. Oh, we've been aggroed by a non-fate goblin. That's annoying. Can sneak behind if you're careful. Watch out for that guy. He says, then aggroes that guy. I don't know whether I mentioned, but you can actually select enemies that are targeting you by clicking on the list that appears on your screen. It's good if you're tanking and you're trying to select a particular enemy. Right, how many is that? Still need a few more. To be honest, this particular fate is located in a really awkward position. Surrounded by higher level enemies. And enemies that don't actually become part of the fate. There we go. So if you've got a an item gathering fate like that, it gives you another 60 seconds after the bar's been filled to hand in anything. But you can leave the area and you'll still get the benefit for it. You can't leave the zone, so if you go into a dungeon or you teleport elsewhere, then you will not get your benefits. Interestingly enough, I think there were only 2 level 26 quests. 4, 3, 2, 1. 20k. Right. Eh? You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Ha! Why the hell should I do that? Give me just one reason. However, isn't you? Yeah, the worthless horseman. He abandoned his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favour. Simply incredible. I mean, ugh. I realise Albert was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Ffxiv, Captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Ah, Ffxiv. Ffxiv becomes important in Stormblood. He's wearing more clothes then, I seem to recall. I believe he asks you whether you remember him. I did not, but here he is. Ffxiv needs help tending a wounded brother. I'm Ffxiv, a proud man of the Demajen Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Galleon, sir. His wound's gone infested and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. God damn it! I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood's on their hands. These quarry mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to our breeder. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realise we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. Obviously there's a huge amount of hypocrisy going on here. Yeah, the Gundabert won't help us. And obviously the people here won't help Ffxiv. One of Ffxiv's in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help, truly I do. They're my countrymen after all, but that'd mean going against the elementals will. I've been at Quarry Mill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. Couldn't forgive myself if everyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help, it'll be Charlene, the hamlet's resident healer. If you take the matter to her, it might be she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. You wish to aid the Alamegans? You are possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I've not the authority to grant you your wish. This authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelveswood. All outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of a night whether they may have a place beneath the boughs. Alas, the Alamegans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive of the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Oops, that's a joke, bro. That's how it's to be then. The bloody healer might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on that bloody will. Cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. He's an angry man. He's an angry, angry man. Just get some silver pieces. Helping corn. See, this is a level 27 quest. Yeah. I laid my men to Quarry Mill hoping to find refuge. Instead we found indifference. The cold-hearted bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit to travel. Hell's Galleon can't even stand. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I've no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. In my homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy with poison purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd be forever in your debt. So this is how we're going to convince... Ooh, antelope stags are this way. So if we get Ffxiv helping us on our side, then obviously we'll be able to convince the guys down south. Right, it's custom stacks. What? I can't remember what MAME used to do. I don't think it used to have slashing resistance on it. From something else. Ooh, missed. There's two. That's a dead end. Oh, there are some more up here. There's also, that's not what I wanted, Red Belly Lancers, South Shroud Upper Paths. Oh, they're over there. Go kill those to get the hunting log sorted, and that might just take us to 27. Right, that's our 4 stacks. Oh, not lancers, larceners. Ugh. Healing gits. How many of those do we need to kill? 4. Over it. No, darn. Looks like we're going to fight some friends as... How? Friends as well. Good. At least that lookout will keep on looking out. Right. One more. I see you. Sorted. That's a chunk, but it's not a chunk enough. Let's go and do this fight down here. Yeah, so I suspect the reason why we're having to do this is because of how the leveling curve has changed. Obviously, if we were just doing this on the one class, we're way ahead of where we should be. But having options is good. There we go. Wow, wow, wow. Kraken? Where'd you go? There you are. Right, I can go hand these in. There's quite a few level 27 quests, so this will probably help us get ahead of the curve. Ah, you're back. Tell me you got 4 horns with you. This particular specimen is almost twice as long as a normal horn. How it grew to this size in a single season is baffling. You're a godsend, adventurer. Praise Ralga, there's at least one woman in this place who gives a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Buskerman, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. They said he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing as he runs a tavern, he's like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if you could take the horns over to him to have them ground down. When he's done, bring the powder back and give it to Faramund here. Godspeed. So we get to take a little trip over to Buskerman. We're getting close to unlocking my favourite early dungeon. It's at level 28. Mind you, I don't particularly want to go in as a marauder. I might have to switch to Conjurer and get that up for it. Ah, Demajen! Ever a sight for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling in the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. Huh? Got something to show me? Well, these look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make a medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. I am no stranger to the remedy. An Alamegan friend once used it to treat my festering wound years and years ago. Safe to say he saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamegan soldier in Quarry Mill. So it comes full circle. Well, I hope it helps the poor sodders needs it. Don't worry, little head off about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. Handy. Yes, just playing around with this Marauder has made me remember why I don't particularly like Marauder. I don't hugely like Paladin either. Dark Knight is very much my preferred tank, but I definitely prefer Paladin to this. It is well to see you have returned. Have you the medicine for our brother? God bless you, adventurer. I'll see that Galleon receives treatment at once. Hopefully this will allow the captain to rest easier. It's been a terrible burden on him trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. He ain't heavy. Right, decision time. should I swap out and conjure this up? Yeah, I think I should. I just don't really enjoy Marauder all that much. Switch over to Conjurer. Right, Conjurer is almost 26, but really does not have much in the way of gear. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and... What do we need to get to? 27. Right, I'm going to go and do a little bit of Palace of the Dead off stream because, you know, don't really want to make these any longer than they have to be, and then I will come back. Let's see, this is almost 2 hours anyway, so I might leave it here for tonight, or I might be back, who knows. Either way, thank you for watching. And I will catch you all in the next one. Oop, no, that's the Bebop back one.